Okay. Good morning. For practice today, um, what came to heart and mind was aparigraha, which is in a really like broad sense, non-attachment, but non-attachment and like the art of letting go. And it was interesting because I had this experience yesterday and it doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while it does. And no matter how many yoga classes I've taught, like thousands of classes over how many years, every once in a while there'll be a time where for some reason there'll be like someone in class that intimidates me. And I watch my confidence and my like sureness and what I'm offering just like plummet. And I get nervous. And then that nervousness then causes me to stumble over my teaching, which when I'm in an environment when I feel no pressure, I feel confident in myself, like my teaching, I feel like comes out in this really natural way. And I usually teach my best when it's in this very like chill, low stakes environment. And then every once in a while, someone will come in class, and for whatever reason, I have this response of feeling inadequate. Right? And this happened yesterday. And like I said, it's something that doesn't happen very often. But throughout the whole 60-minute class, I kept trying to get back on my feet and in how I felt in my teaching. And the more I tried, the more I clung on to like trying to teach this perfect class, the harder it was. And then, of course, after the class was over, I still felt this sense of like frustration at how it felt in my body. I'm sure the class itself was like a fine yoga class, probably a really good yoga class. I don't know. But the way it felt inside, I was clinging to this um, perfect practice that I wanted to offer, which is so funny because a practice is not meant to be perfect in itself. But it was so interesting how even after the moment had passed, like after the class was over, I still had this lingering frustration about how the experience had went or how I felt like I had performed. And then when I was just kind of like looking through an old note this morning, I had kind of cleaned up my phone notes, and the one that was left was a aparigraha, which is this reminder of non-attachment and letting go. And I thought that was so perfect because it's sort of a reminder that when we become attached and when we cling, when we don't let go, then something like a moment that happened in the past is still impacting and affecting the moment I'm in right now, right? Like yesterday, I'm driving home from work and I still am having this experience of frustration at how something didn't go to my preference, my expectations, right? Um, and so those moments in the car and when I got home were still impacted by this experience that had already been long gone. And um, I think that's just like a kind of silly example almost, but there's so many things that in life we cling to, we attach to. And then it's even like years later that that experience is still impacting how I move about the world, right? And so through our practice, we get to practice letting go, allowing ourselves to be where we're at, acknowledging the beauty of the journey along the way, those moments where things are not perfect, where there's practice, and embracing that, embracing the art of letting go and the art of non-attachment, right? I think specifically on our yoga mats, like the most clear way this comes up is releasing the attachment to a like physical goal or being able to accomplish a shape or always being able to do a shape that maybe we used to be able to do, right? If one point in my life I could do this crazy arm balance and that ability no longer exists, can I be content and okay with that? And I think for many of us that's difficult, right? And that's part of the practice itself, is shifting with ourselves and our practice over time. Yeah, and being where we're at. So anyhow, I think aparigraha can be applied in so many different ways and so many aspects, both like on our physical yoga mat, but in our yoga practice that reaches off of our yoga mat as well. So we're going to start in just like a little seated moment of breath, and then we'll move from a seat. So go ahead and find either a cross-legged seat or maybe hero's pose. If you have a block, feel free to sit on a yoga block. And then just take a moment to start to adjust to your seat and to the support of the earth. As you drop your eyes closed, feel a sort of lift through your heart and crown, the sense of upward energy moving through your spinal column. And then draw your shoulders up to your ears and slide them back and down in space. As you find your tall posture, you notice how that lift and length through your body creates more space for a deeper inhale. A deeper inhale provides the breath for a slower and steadier exhale. As you start to expand every breath in, feel how your exhale naturally lengthens in response. Just feel the expansiveness of your breath in both directions. And feel how the expansiveness of your breath creates subtle shifts and movements within your body. How the ebb and flow of breath flowing in and out of your body creates a slow pulsation through your body. You might feel how your ribs expand or your chest slightly lifts with your inhale. Maybe there's movement through your shoulders, and then as you exhale, there's that sense of release and letting go, and drawing back inward. And over the next couple of cycles of breath, perhaps there's something that maybe rose to the surface when I was speaking about my experience yesterday. Maybe there's something that you've been holding on to, and that you're ready to release, that you would like to let go of. And perhaps your practice this morning, these 60 minutes, part of the practice is devoted to that release, that letting go. Setting aside whatever it is that you have held on to, that you no longer want to carry. Maybe bringing one or both hands to your heart. Just offering a gentle devotion of aparigraha, non-attachment and letting go. Maybe holding whatever it is that you'd like to release as you inhale, breathing in deep. And visualize whatever that is releasing as you open mouth, exhale out. And twice more like that, deep breath in. And that sense of release as you open mouth, exhale out. And just one more time, deep inhale. Letting go with your open mouth, exhale. As you're ready, release your hands, sealing your lips. Take an ujjayi breath in through your nose. Your lips sealed, exhale through your nose, Ujjayi breath out. And staying with your Ujjayi breath, slowly start to open your eyes. I'm going to shift back here. If you're in a cross-legged seat, maybe switch the cross of your legs. And with a big inhale, circle sweep your hands to the ceiling. And on your exhale, go ahead and twist to your right. As you rotate to your right, left hand's going to come to the outside of your right thigh. Reach your right fingertips to the earth behind you like a second spine. And inhale to lift up tall through your torso. On your exhale, gentle rotation. Maybe look towards the wall behind you. Once we're like that, big breath in, find a little bit more height through your heart. And exhale to rotate. Your third inhale as you unwind through center, circle sweep your hands to the sky. And exit a side bend over to your left. Left hand's going to come to the earth. Reach your right hand up and over. Get anchored through your right sitting bone. Take a big breath in. And your exhale, we're going to dive towards the left. And we're going to circle sweep through a little forward fold. Over to the other side, body stretch. Right hand to the earth. The left hand reaches up and over. Take a big breath in as you lengthen through your left side. Then exhale, sweep it back to the first side, over to the left. And then from here, go ahead and inhale, rise up, reach up tall to the ceiling. As you exhale, switch out your shins and twist to your left. Breathe in to find some lift. Then let your exhale encourage you towards depth. Still being gentle with the body since it's early in practice, maybe early in the morning. And after your second breath, your third inhale brings you through center, reach both hands high, and exit a side bend to your right. As your right hand releases to the earth, extend through your left fingertips, take a breath in. And your exhale, dive and circle sweep to the opposite side. Reaching as you rotate through. Bending your side body stretch through your right ribs, take an inhale. And one more time, we'll dive to the left and circle sweep back to our right side. Just coming through center, take a full in-breath. And one time, goddess, your arms open through your chest with exhale. As your hands release beside you, start to make your way to your tabletop pose. As you find all fours, finding a couple of breaths of just movement on your own. So maybe your hips go side to side. Maybe you draw some circles with your hips, or maybe you go right into your cat and cow movements. You can open up your wrists by turning your fingertips towards your knees. Maybe closing your eyes as you take a couple more cycles of breath here, just on your own. Letting go of this needing to be anything specific. Letting go of it needing to look a particular way, but just moving from the inside out, from sensation. And trusting that your body knows what it needs. And we'll inhale to a cow shape together. Start to lift up your heart and tailbone. And one time cat pose, round through your spine, press your hands into the earth. And as you come through neutral, long from crown to tail, start to tuck your toes and find your downward facing dog. Press your pelvis up and back. And try to relax your head as much as you can. Take a moment to stretch one heel towards the earth, then the other. So you actively press the earth away. Feel that energetic lift up your tailbone to the sky, untucking your tailbone towards the ceiling. With your next inhale, reach your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. And your exhale, start to bend your knee and open your hip. Using the strength of your right glute, if you draw one slow giant circle with your right knee, one direction as you inhale. As you exhale, maybe reverse that circle going the opposite way. And from here, just step your right foot forward towards the top of your yoga mat. Bring your left knee towards a hover for your cow lunge. Take a big breath in. And your exhale, lengthen through both of your legs for your cat lunge, breath out. Bend into your right knee. And just take a mindful step forward to your forward fold, Uttanasana. As you soften through your knees, head is heavy, take an inhale. Let go a little bit more, head relax as you exhale. On your next breath, start to find your halfway lift, lengthen out from your crown to your tailbone. And exhale, forward fold release. With a breath in, we'll rise all the way to stand Urdhva Hastasana as you inhale. Then hands to heart center and be closing your eyes with breath out. Coming back to our intention of letting go, we take a breath in through the nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. And inhale, circle, sweep your arms up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, soft knees hinge forward to your forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend a halfway lift on your breath in. And then high plank pose on your exhale, plant your hands and step your feet back. As you find your plank, getting super strong through your quads, your thighs. Take a slow, intentional inhale. Feel your navel, your belly button pull to your spine with your exhale. Keeping that strength through your legs and center, inhale to shift forward. Then exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Let your elbows go straight back, but actively reach the crown of your head forward as you lower down. Untuck your toes once you arrive. Inhale to your low cobra. And then exhale to release. Good inhale, low cobra, option for high cobra if you want to lift a little bit taller. And on your exhale, again, release. Keep your elbows hugged in tight. Press back to a child's pose. Push your hips to your heels, creating length through your spine as you go. Your child's pose, take one inhale. And one exhale. Finding your way back to downward facing dog, begin to shift forward. Then tuck your toes and lift your hips. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Your down dog and inhale is going to lift your left leg towards the sky. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. And you can stay in stillness or draw one slow, intentional circle with your left knee. And your exhale takes that circle the opposite direction. Land your left foot forward at the top of your yoga mat. So you find your low lunge, cow lunge, right knee's gonna sink low, start to lift your heart forward and through. On your exhale, begin to lengthen your legs, exploring your cat lunge, your hamstring stretch. Then bend into your front knee, forward fold, Uttanasana, right foot joins your left. Inhale to lift up halfway. And exhale to release. Rise to stand as you breathe in, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to heart with breath out, closing your eyes if that feels true. And take an inhale through your nose. With an open mouth exhale, you let go. Big breath in, circle sweep to the sky. On your breath out, forward fold to the earth. Find your halfway lift with your breath in. You step back to our high plank pose, breath out. Take one breath here, recreating that really strong foundation through your plank. And then listening for your breath to guide you as you inhale, slide it forward to your tippy toes. With exhale, knees up or down, slowly lower halfway or all the way. As you inhale, up dog or cobra, take your time, lifting to your chest, shoulders out of ears, collarbones broad across your chest. And then downward facing dog, hips go up and back. So you find your down dog, take a deep inhale. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. The big breath in, reach your right leg to the sky. On your out breath, take your right knee towards your left tricep, twist underneath yourself. Pausing, hold as you inhale. And stay as you exhale. Three-legged dog, reach your right leg high with a big breath in. Then bend your knee and open your hip as you breathe out. From here, we're going to step our right foot forward to the top of our yoga mat. And we'll rise into a warrior two. Let your left heel rotate down to the earth. And mindfully press through your feet to rise up, Virabhadrasana 2. Take a breath just to arrive, a slow, intentional breath in. And a slow, intentional breath out. From here, we'll inhale to reverse our warrior. Right hand sweeps up and back. And then follow your exhale to dive it forward, side angle pose. Extending your side angle if that feels good. Reach your left hand up and overhead with a big breath in. And as you breathe out, sweep down into your wide-legged forward fold, all 10 toes to the long edge of your yoga mat. Take an inhale to lift up halfway. And your exhale, be fold a little bit deeper into your forward fold. As you inhale, lift up halfway again. This time with your exhale, draw your heels and start to find your goddess squat. Your hips are going to sink low, lifting up through your heart and hands. And then once you find the foundation of your lower body, go ahead and just bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale proud through your chest. With your exhale, dip your right shoulder in and twist towards the back of your yoga mat. Next inhale brings us through center. And exhale, second side. On your inhale, make your way through center. As you exhale, press to your feet, begin to lift all the way up, star pose. Breathing your hands towards the ceiling. Goddess your arms with breath out. Let your hands fall to interlace behind you, chest expansion bind. Let's go right thumb on top of left to start. Then from here, you're going to turn your right heel towards the front of your yoga mat. Turn your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. So in a bound warrior two. Your feet are kind of maybe in between warrior one, warrior two. That's fine. If you want to, you're going to dive down towards your humble warrior, diving towards the inside of your left thigh. Letting your head hang heavy to the earth. You can always release the bind if it doesn't work for you. Take a big breath in. Staying low on your exhale, release your hands to the earth. Unhook your right heel so you're facing the back of your yoga mat. Then lean into your left foot and step forward into your chair pose. Right foot joins your left. To sit into your seat, take a big breath in, lift up through your heart and hands. And exhale, hands to heart center. Being strong through your left foot, you're going to start to flamingo your right heel to your seat. And take a moment to light up through your core, and then as you rise with your right knee, take a breath in. Right away, we're going to exhale to a figure four, right ankle and left thigh with breath out. Your one-legged chair, make sure there's activation through your right ankle. So flex your right ankle and pull your right toes back towards your right shin. Think about sliding your sits bones back in space. So you take one more breath here. We're going to rise up just enough so that we can step our right foot back into a high crescent lunge. Maybe wiggling your right toes to where you want them to be as you find your high lunge. Reach your hands to the sky, deep inhale. And your exhale, side body stretch. Left hand's gonna fall towards the earth. Reach your right hand up and overhead. And take a nice big breath in and out. And on your inhale, both hands lift up high to the sky. As you exhale, warrior two, right heel rotates down. Reverse your triangle with a breath in, left leg long, left hand lifts. And then as you exhale, bending through your left knee, windmill down into a low lunge. Press into your palms, left leg lifts to the sky, deep breath in. Take your left knee to your right tricep as you breathe out. Hold for your inhale. And stay as you exhale. Three-legged dog, inhale, lifts your left leg to the ceiling. Your exhale, step your left foot forward to the top. Warrior two, right heel rotates down. We rise all the way up to Virabhadrasana 2. And then settle in as you take a breath. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Send your left fingertips up and back. And then on your exhale, side angle pose. Maybe extended side angle pose. Right hand reaches up and over. Take a nice big breath in. Wide-legged forward fold. We circle, seat through center with exhale out. You can stay as you are. Maybe you find that halfway lift with an inhale. Maybe that helps you fold a little bit deeper on your exhale. And breathe in to lift up halfway. Breath out brings us towards our goddess squat. So just setting up your foundation through your feet first. And once you have your lower body set up, hands to your thighs, take an inhale. We're going to dip our left shoulder to center, twist your heart to the right with exhale. Follow your in-breath back to the midline. As that breath empties away, just switch directions. So you bring it through center again. Begin to press through your feet and slowly start to rise up, taking your time to lengthen through your legs, activating through your glutes as you sweep your hands to the sky. And start to goddess your arms, elbows opening wide, think sternum to the sky. Your hands are going to fall to interlace behind you. This time, take your left thumb on top of your right. And to get into our humble warrior, the feet is like the first movement. So to get our feet correct, we're going to spin our left heel towards the back of our yoga mat. That's going to give us room so we can rotate our right toes forward and bend into our right knee. Once you have that, take an inhale, turn your chest towards the front of the room. On your exhale, maybe dive forward into your humble warrior. Try to relax your head, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, release your hands to the earth if you still have the bind. Unhook your back heel and just step forward with purpose to your chair pose, Utkatasana. Being strong through your legs, take a breath in, lengthen up. Exhale, hands find heart. Right foot will be your base. Start to flamingo your left heel to your seat. And as you're ready, rising up into your figure four, left ankle stacks on your right thigh. Taking a moment here to open up through your left hip. And a slow, steady inhale. Stretch your sits bones back in space as you exhale. Make sure your collarbones are nice and broad across your chest. And then as you're ready for your high crescent lunge, take as much time as you need to step your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. And you can always adjust your feet more and then reach your hands to the sky with your inhale. To find your side body stretch, right hand falls to the earth, reach your left hand up and over, creating length through the entire left side of your body. And chest is proud, left shoulder out of left ear, take a breath. As you bring it up through center, high crescent, take a breath in. Open through your warrior two with exhale. Right away, reverse your triangle, creating extension through your right side body, big in breath. And then we'll windmill down into a low lunge with our out breath. As your hands come to the earth to frame your right foot, three-legged dog, reach your right leg to the ceiling, deep breath in. Bend your knee and open your hip with exhale. Stay or wild thing. Maybe step your right toes to the earth and open your heart up and over. Your wild thing, your left leg is long, you're on the outside edge of your left foot and you're on your right tippy toes. Now looking towards the top of your yoga mat, three-legged dog, return your right hand to the earth. Reach your right leg high, big breath in. Right knee, left tricep, exhale. Option for falling triangle, maybe thread your right leg through as your left heel lowers to the ground. Reach your left hand up high, big breath in. One more time, three-legged dog. Left hand returns to the earth. Use the power of your core to pull your right leg up and back. And then place your right foot forward to the top. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Left heel is going to lower down. Let your inhale bring you all the way up. Settle in with your exhale, finding depth. Just like we did before, we're going to reverse our warrior. Option to reach both of your hands towards the back of your yoga mat, finding a double reach. As we exit a side angle, option to take both hands towards the front, finding a double reach again, or any variation of your side angle. Take a breath in. Wide-legged forward fold. We sweep down through center with exhale. And your halfway lift. And then a little bit different this time, we're going to bend into our left knee for a side lunge. So staying in the lateral lunge instead of going to skandasana. You might kind of turn your left toe slightly wide, so it's like external rotation. Bring your right hand to the earth, palm or fingertips, or maybe right hand to a yoga block, and twist your left hand to the ceiling. Take your inhale. On your exhale, you can either bring your left hand down and reach your right hand high. That might be a little bit sticky depending on the space in your hips. Or from your twist, you can go now into your skandasana, hips sink low. Left arm on the inside of your inner left leg as your right hand reaches high. So you can keep your hips high. Your twist might not be very deep, or you can skip the twist altogether, or you're sinking down into your skandasana with the option of opening your heart towards your right toes. From here, we're going to turn to the back of our yoga mat, low lunge. So you find your low lunge, let your right knee come to a hover just for your inhale, cow lunge. On exhale, standing splits, press into your left foot, reach your right toes to the sky, and open your right hip. Bend your right knee, right heel's coming towards your left glute, so it's like a standing split at a fire hydrant. Kind of like our half dog that we take. Option for your left hand to reach up towards your right foot for a moment, adding in your thigh stretch as you draw your right heel to your seat for a breath. And as you breathe out, bending through both of your knees, chair pose. Right foot will arrive to the earth. Find the height of your heart as you inhale. Just like before, hands to heart as our exhale. Left foot will be your base. Flamingo your right heel up and in. Recruiting your core. Rise up as much as you need to define your figure 4. Right ankle stacks on top of your left thigh. A little bit different this time. If you'd like to, maybe let your arms go back behind you and find your chest expansion bind, right thumb on top of your left. Okay. You can also just find airplane arms instead. Now keeping or releasing the spine, you're going to rise up just enough to unhook your right ankle from left thigh and send your right leg back like an airplane leg. Again, this can be regular airplane pose if you want to ditch the bind. Take an inhale. As you exhale, right toes step down to the back of your yoga mat to high crescent legs. And then circle, sweep your hands to the ceiling with a breath in. Side bend to your left, let your left hand drape down to the earth, right hand reaches up and over. Breathing into your right side body. As you breathe out, this time you're going to peel open through warrior two and go right away into your reverse triangle. So if that transition got a little bit lost in translation, go ahead and just meet in your reverse triangle. Take a breath in. On your exhale, windmill down, hands come to frame your left foot. Unhook your back heel, three-legged dog, left leg's going to the ceiling. Bend your knee, open your hip. Option to stay right here. Maybe find your wild thing. Maybe place your left toes to the earth. Open your heart and reach through your left fingertips, breath it in. On exhale, land through our left hand. Use your core to keep your hips high. Three-legged dog. Extend your left leg to the sky. Left knee towards your right tricep. Hold or fall in triangle. Maybe thread your left leg through. Allow your right heel to rotate down as you sweep your right fingertips to the ceiling. One more time to three-legged dog. Plant through your right palm. Lift your left leg. Take a breath in. And step your left foot forward with your breath out. We'll rise to warrior two. And then settle in Virabhadrasana 2. Reverse your warrior, single or double reach, creating length through left side with your breath. And then any version of side angle as you breathe out. Pausing for an inhale. We sweep down to our wide-legged forward fold with exhale. Breathe to lift up halfway. And then staying in your lifted lateral lunge, bend into your right knee. Left fingertips or left palm to the earth or to a block, and then twist your right hand to the sky. As you inhale, you could stay here. Otherwise, we're going to sink maybe towards a Skandasana, switching on our arms. So our right arm's going to go low, left hand reaches high. And again, you can just switch your arms. You can just stay in the lateral lunge. From here, low lunge to the front of our yoga mat. We pivot all the way around. Bring your left knee to a hover as you inhale, cow lunge. And then exhale to your standing splits. Allowing your left hip to open. Start to bend at your knee. Draw your left heel to your right glute. Perhaps your right hand reaches up towards or to your left foot for your thigh stretch. Relax through your head. Take a breath in. And on breath out, we're going to bend through both of our knees. Last chair pose, left foot lands. Engage through your glutes and core, and then lift from there. Big inhale. Hands will meet at heart center as we exhale. Right foot becomes your base. Start to flamingo your left heel up and in. You'll make your way into one more figure four, left ankle on your right thigh. Once you find your steadiness, you can decide to either just airplane your arms beside you, or maybe interlace your hands behind you, left thumb on top this time. Really stretch your collarbones across your chest, punch your knuckles towards the back of your yoga mat, and then we'll move towards airplane legs. So take your time, just inch by inch, start to extend your left toes back behind you. Not here for long, just finding an in-breath. Exhale, lands your left toes lightly to the back of your yoga mat, high crescent legs. As you arrive, inhale, reach your hands up high. Exhale to your side body stretch. Right hand falls towards the earth. Reach your left hand up and over. As you make this transition, try not to overthink it. Just thinking, okay, I'm in a side bend in my crescent. I'm going to a reverse triangle. As you lower your left heel back, just lengthen through your right leg and tilt it back. Take an inhale. Then low lunge to the top of your yoga mat. Bring it to the earth. This time, step back into a downward facing dog. Right foot meets your left. On your breath in, lift to your tippy toes. With your exhale, like an ocean wave, roll forward to your high plank. So cutting your spine, puff the back of your heart to the ceiling as you roll forward to your high plank pose. As you find high plank, bend your knees towards a hover, untuck your tailbone with your chest, and scoop it up and back to downward facing dog. Let's do that twice more. So inhale, heels rise. Exhale, spinal wave. Sweeping up and back. So we've explored all different angles to the spine today. We'll rinse it out one more time. Inhale, heels high. Tuck your chin as you exhale to roll forward. Once you arrive, unfurl, cow spine, scoop it back to your downward facing dog. Your knees come to the earth. Child's pose, reach your hips to your heels. And just take a breath. And from your breath, go ahead and rise up towards a seat. So before we start to shift gears to the back body, I want to take some time to find a seated hip opener. I'm going to move us towards pigeon or half pigeon. Feel free to choose any hip opener that works for you. So that could be cross-legged seat with a forward fold. Your seated double pigeon where your shins are stacked, possibly a fold. Gomukasana legs is an option. And then figure four in any variation. So seated figure four or figure four on your back body as well. Otherwise, to move to our half pigeon, if you want to go to your downward facing dog, feel free to go to your down dog. We're going to start with our left leg today, just to switch it up. So you'll bring your left shin forward. If you're like me and you're like, I don't want another downward facing dog, you're just going to shift forward. Do the tabletop, bring your left shin towards the top of your yoga mat. And then scooch your right toes back. Okay, so you get to decide if you want to focus more on finding a really deep hip opening, or if you want to just like rest into your forward fold. If you want to rest into your forward fold, you might allow a little bit more of an intense angle through your left knee, so you can just drape over to the earth. Yeah. Otherwise, maybe you're in a more upward half pigeon. So see how my left hip is lifted off the ground, but my left shin is nice and parallel to the top of my yoga mat. I'm flexing through my left ankle. I'm using my hands to support my chest. You can also choose to have your left hip on a block. I'm going to choose the more active half pigeon myself. I sometimes like to keep my back toes tucked so I can use my toes to help square my right hip forward and in. So there's a slight inward spiraling of my right thigh bone, my femur bone. As you draw your left femur bone into your pelvis, plugging in a big, proud, open chest. We're just going to be here for about 3 more cycles of breath in whatever hip opening you've chosen. You want to stay longer in your hip opener, feel free to stay. Otherwise, you'll slowly start to release out. If you move through a down dog, you can go back to your down dog. If you're moving through a seat, maybe just sweep your legs forward and take a couple windshield wipers. Just adding in a moment of any reset, so this can be any movement that you want. And then we'll find second side. So however you'd like to bring your right shin forward, you can just kind of place your right shin to the top and sweep your left leg back and then adjust from there. And then just keeping in mind that one side might feel really different than the other. You start to work into the space of your right hip. Taking time to kind of wiggle around. Once you adjust and settle in, putting those little micro engagements if you want. So think thigh bones plug into the pelvis. Outer hips are hugging in. Right ankle is active and flexed. And then close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. And take about 3 really slow, intentional breaths. As you start to feel ready to transition out of second side, no rush if you still want to stay here. But just taking your time again, starting to unwind and find whatever reset you want. So again, that could be a down dog, could be a little windshield wiper moment, could be a butterfly, seated butterfly, Baddha Konasana. Maybe soles of your feet together, knees wide, diving forward for a moment. When you're ready to release to the back of your body, just scooching to the top of your yoga mat. Option to anchor through your heels and use your core to lower down with control. Otherwise, you can just hug your knees in and relax back. Taking an inhale and then letting your exhale guide you down to the earth. Going as slow as you want. As you arrive to the earth, take a full body stretch, a big inhale. And then open mouth, exhale, just let it go. Draw your right knee into your right shoulder. As you pull your right thigh in, take a big breath and direct it to your belly. Let your belly expand into that compression between belly and right thigh. Then exhale for your supine twist, right knee tips across you. Option to stay right here exactly as you are. Option to bend your left heel to your seat and catch your left foot with your right hand to add in your thigh stretch to your left quad. So take a moment just to breathe here. Notice if there's any part of you that's still reminiscing over the practice that we just traveled through. And can we allow ourselves to let that go? To release away those moments that are no longer the present moment. And just to arrive into curiosity of the sensations that are here right now. Doing our best to release judgment or comparison regarding the sensations that our body feels, the space that's available in our bodies. And just noticing and breathing. Once you're ready to release, if you have the connection between right hand and left foot, gently let your left foot go long. We're going to roll open into a supine tree, right? You're just going to spill open to the right. Doesn't have to be anything exact. Your right foot does not need to touch your inner left thigh. As your right knee goes wide, offer your hands to your belly so you can feel your breath. Take 1 or 2 more cycles of breath into your belly. When you're ready, eventually you'll start to release your right leg long. Draw your left knee towards your left shoulder. And take an inhale. And as you're ready, supine twist is your exhale. And just like we did on the first side, you have the decision to either stay in your regular twist, your supine twist, or to add in your thigh stretch if that's interesting to you. Can we allow ourselves to melt into this moment again? Following the flow of breath as our inhale travels through our bodies. And as our exhale releases away. As you start to feel balanced in your twist, you'll start to slowly and gently unravel into your supine tree. And just letting your left knee spill open to the side, not worried about how it lands. As you close your eyes, hands might arrive to your belly as you take a few cycles of breath. After your couple of cycles of breath in your supine tree, just draw your left knee towards the sky, and then bring both of your knees in for happy baby. So option to just rest your hands to your knees and let your knees fall open. If you wanted to reach up to your ankles, your feet, feel free to go there. And exploring in your happy baby as you take a breath. And the shape that we'll end with is Supta Baddha Konasana, so your supine butterfly. Soles of your feet will come together to kiss. And just let your knees fall open wide. Allow your hands to rest wherever feels comfortable for you. As you close your eyes, notice if there's any lingering tension or holding that's still existing in the body from practice. Any effort that's trying to cling on. Can we start to soften all the edges of effort away? We breathe into areas that still feel sticky, tight, tense. On our out breath, can we invite those spaces to let go? We start to release and relax into the support of the ground beneath us. If any thoughts or clutter starts to creep into the mind, can we also release that away? Giving ourselves permission just to be here for these last 2 minutes of our practice. Body, breath, heart, and mind all in one location. As you start to feel ready for Shavasana and ready to transition out of your butterfly shape, just reach your hands to the outsides of your thighs. Gently draw your knees together. Draw your thighs into your chest one more time if you'd like to. Maybe curl your nose up to your knees. Take a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, start to release out into your Shavasana. Send everything long. Take a moment to make any last adjustments to your sheet. And allow your eyes to close. Relax the muscles across your forehead and through your face. Release your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. As your hips become heavy, feel your arms and your legs release and relax. And maybe take one more deep breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. Beginning to come back to the awareness of breath. The awareness of your body resting on the earth. Sensation of being held, both physically by the support of the ground, but also energetically by your practice. By the decision to make this time for yourself today. Maybe you stay exactly as you are, or maybe you start to bring some small movements back in. Just gradually reawakening your fingers, toes, ankles, and wrists. And just allow your hands to make their way towards your heart. So you pause for this last moment in gratitude. I'm grateful for the yoga practice, the tools and the teachings that it offers us. I'm grateful for our bodies and our breath, our health, our well-being. I'm grateful for this time that we shared, the energy that we exchange by moving and breathing together, sharing this time and space. Okay, virtually, but energetically connected, all the same. So in gratitude of the practice of this community, of our bodies and what we're capable of, we'll take a deep inhale through the nose. And an open mouth exhale, just let it go. The yoga offers us a path of compassion, leading us to live with authenticity and to love deeply each and every day. Thank you so, so much for being here and taking this time. And namaste.